check out this photo by my pa. So this photo here, I'll hold up more in a minute, but it's taken by my pa. And it's not the world's best photo, but it's cool. And I feel like talking about it. I was going through, he had a bunch of just old cameras and just negatives floating around in boxes. My grandparents, they have loads and loads of photo albums just in their living room. And they just, document their life, just gatherings that they're at, just them when my mum was a kid and, just photos of their life and their family. They're not artistic photos in general, but they are just very keen on photography and taking photos, which is probably where I get a bit of it from. But my pa was a teacher. Pardon me. My pa was a teacher and he studied photography. And this photo he took while he was doing his course. And it's got little notes on the back of it as well, like what my pa wrote, and then what the teacher wrote as well when he was grading him. Gave him 15 out of 20. So what's that? Like, not bad. It's a pass. But it's just a cool photo. It's cool seeing things like this where, it's nothing special, but it did capture a period of time, which I'm all about. Obviously, that's part of photography, capturing a moment in time. But I just like that, he used a slow shutter. Maybe he used a 60th of a shutter. Does it say here? Yeah, there you go. It does. It says a 60th of a shutter, and he had it at f16. And then, obviously, he's been tracking the car and then taking the photo, so the car itself isn't blurred, but the background isn't. It gives the illusion of speed, and it is a bit of an angle. That's the teacher critiqued that, but in all fairness, I actually prefer that the car's sort of an angle. It gives the illusion it's going uphill, but it gives the illusion that it's accelerating faster than what it is. Maybe. I could be wrong. That's just my impression. This is what these are. This is just me talking about a photo. But I just like that, everything else. I mean, you can see it looks like it's in the countryside. And then it's just, what is that? Is that looks like an old Holden. It's just in the countryside. He was standing off the side of the road and then was panning, following this car, and took the photo. And it just gives the illusion that it's going really, really fast. It probably wasn't going very fast. But I also just like the separation of like the sort of breaking up the frame as well. Like the bottom third of this frame is just blurred and dark, covered. And then same thing, the trees sort of wrap around the car and close in the car. And it's like it's coming out of the forest, really. It sort of gives an illusion. And there's a tree that looks like a tree there. But it gives the feeling that it's just coming out and in full acceleration. So yeah, it's nothing really mind-blowing, but it's just a cool thing to see. And it was in an album filled with negatives, and it was just like stuffed in a sleeve with all these other photos, like just simple portraits of my family that, they're not mind-blowing, or there's portraits of my family. So it's, it is what it is. But this alone was a bit more artistic, and I felt the need to make a video about it. I was just like, it's just cool. And I will get it framed. I haven't had the chance to get it framed yet. And the other thing is, it was taken on this Praktica, which I never knew we had lying around. And it's got a 50mm on it. So yeah, it's just cool. I'm not going to use it because I've got plenty of other cameras. And I'm not going to give it away. I thought about giving it to a friend because a friend of mine was getting into photography, but I ended up giving him another camera that I had. It felt a bit too special to give away. And they're not overly expensive, but yeah, you know how it is. I just decided I'm going to hold on to it, and it's important being on my shelf where I see it every day. But I'll get this framed in the near future, and then I'll have the camera and the photo beside each other, because why not? Anyway, that's a photo my pa took, and I like it. So I hope you enjoyed that little trip down, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, Godspeed.